Hey guys, so in this video and the subsequent couple of videos, I will be doing this cryptocurrency tier list for the top 100 cryptos at the moment. Just the usual disclaimer that this only represents my opinion and it's not financial advice, yada yada. Yeah, you get the point, right? Okay, so um, there are many coins on this list. As you can see, I can just scroll down. Oh, ads, right? And basically, I'll try to go through as many of them as possible. And obviously, there's ones that shouldn't be there, but they are. So we'll try to get through as many, maybe like run one or two rows in this video, and then I'll split into more videos, lah, basically. So the S tier is obviously like the best tier, and just goes down until like absolute shit coins, and then there's like beyond shit. I don't know whether any coins will go into this category, but let's just see how it goes. Okay, so of course I don't know the inner workings of every single coin listed over here, but those that like I'm unsure, I will basically like pause the video and go and read the coin market cap like brief summary, and then I will go and rank them again. All right, so we'll just get things started with 1inch, which is the unicorn logo. 1inch is like a DEX, decentralized exchange aggregator. So you have things like this bunny thing, which is Pancake Swap which is the decentralized exchange for the Binance Smart Chain, and you know that I'm sure there are others on this list lah. But so this 1inch unicorn thing is the aggregator for all across all the different chains. I mean, not all, but like most of the major ones. And that's basically like the path that they're going down. So it's just aggregating liquidity and allowing you to like swap cross chain and all this kind of thing. Very, to me, it's a very typical like decentralized finance thing. For me, I think like there will be better options in the future. I just think that they have like first mover advantage and all that, but it's not like a shitcoin. So I'm gonna put it like I'm gonna put it like C. Okay, then the next one is what's this? ADA Cardano. Cardano I think has a pretty decent like technical aspect. I mean, obviously, I'm not a coder and all that, but like from what I understand of Cardano, it is like cheaper, better, and faster than Ethereum. But Ethereum has a larger user base and bigger community, and obviously more loyal fans, right? So, I mean, if Ethereum and Cardano were like traditional companies and they were judged based solely on the current product that they have, then Cardano would win. But Ethereum has first mover advantage and a larger community, and so because of that, I'm gonna downgrade my view of Cardano to C also lah. Uh, Algorand is so Algorand is sort of like or I mean at least it was meant to be, I think, a cheaper, better, faster version of Ethereum. Sounds familiar, right? Um, but Algorand could never attract like the required liquidity from whales and all that initially, and it's only like in recent, I would say months, um, or maybe at most like a year or two, that they really started to attract some serious investment. I think that the team behind Elron is quite solid, uh, and I think that the way that they have upgraded the project or worked on the project in general over the last year or so gives me some hope that there is a bigger payout for holding this coin in the long run. So I'm going on like hype and hope, not really hype, I guess, on more on hope. I'm going to put Algorand into B. This A coin is called like ARWEAVE or something like that. It is basically like a storage coin. So to me, because of all the talk about Web3 and the metaverse, all these are very data intensive um, components, and all this data needs to be stored somewhere, lah, right? So I think if like Web 2 runs on Web 2 servers, so if it's Web 3 and Metaverse, I mean, logically speaking, it should run on Web 3 hosting, lah, right? So any kind of file storage coin like this one and this one over here, which is Filecoin, I believe, uh, it sounds good, but since I've never ever heard of Arweave, I'm going to put in C also. Okay, then the next one is Aave, which is like a lending and borrowing platform. I mean, we've all heard the news recently with all these highly leveraged funds in crypto going bankrupt. And then also we had like Anchor, which was also the a link to Luna, and they also had borrowing and lending. But I think Aave over in the time of its existence, it hasn't really shown any or much weakness or anything. So I'm gonna put Aave in like B along with Algorand. Uh, AMP. The only thing I know about AMP, or rather two things I know about AMP. One is that it's supposed to be some kind of like you can use it as a collateral to do some financial transactions or something. But the more important thing is that it was recently announced in a lawsuit. So the SEC has arrested and it has now suing ex Coinbase manager who they accused of insider trading, and they listed nine tokens as securities, and they are basically charging him with not just insider trading but also something to do with securities lah. So one of the quote unquote securities that was listed in the lawsuit is this AMP over here. So to me, that will be a shitcoin. Once the SEC sue you and you have no one knows what the fuck you do, I think you're screwed. Uh, then we have Cosmos Atom. So a lot of the main problems in crypto is that like anyone can create a new chain, but like it's hard to talk to each other lah. Like the chains don't communicate, so it creates like a lot of silos. Like everyone's working in isolation. Uh, a lot of people are working on the same task, but they're working in isolation. So like there's no sharing of resources, there's no sharing of liquidity and all that kind of thing. So Cosmos Atom, I believe, is working to like interoperability, which is like different chains, like like maybe Ethereum can share information with Binance Smart Chain, can share information with Matic, Polygon can share with Solana. Just giving some examples lah, but basically I think that's what Cosmos is gonna do. For me, Cosmos is like a coin. Okay, the next one, I'm not sure what this is. Avex. This is Avex. So Avex is probably on par with like Ethereum alternatives lah, basically. So Avex, Phantom, Solana, Cardano, all this I think are quite similar. Avex wise, I mean I don't have a lot of experience doing anything on Avex aside from the was it Time Wonderland? I think Time Wonderland was the was Avex. But yeah, that was like a shit show. So for me, I don't have much faith in Avex, so it's going to D. Next one is Axie Infinity. Now this one was like a play to earn game. It was at one point, I think it still is though, the biggest play to earn uh, game in the world. Highest NFT trade volume for game wise. And like most number of active players, like, basically they hit the top number one for all metrics that are good. And then also eventually they hit the top metrics for all the things that are bad lah. So in terms of security, the Ronin network, which is the network behind Axie Infinity, was hacked for 650 million US dollar, of which I also lost 1 point something million. So it's like oof, so it was doing well, and then the crypto started to decline, and then they kinda hack, and then crypto dropped even more. So I mean at this point they did like update the game, and I think a lot of people have fallen out of favor with Axie Infinity. So previously I would have put Axie maybe B or C, but now I think I'm gonna put Axie as D. Okay, so the next one. Okay, I'm gonna skip all this. I'm gonna go to this first. Uh, I think this is Bitcoin Cash, but I'm not sure. So I'm just gonna see all of them look fucking the same. Okay, so this one is the Binance Coin. Uh, Honestly, I don't know what is the long term potential of this coin, because in the original Binance Exchange white paper, there is mention that eventually there will be no use for BNB, because they'll be going decentralized within a centralized exchange, something like that. I mean, I know it sounds complicated, but it was in the white paper lah, that BNB will no longer be used. And so, like, I don't know how closely they're going to follow the original white paper. Like, did plans change because the markets changed and all that? But BNB is still very useful, and it's probably one of the most used currencies for DeFi, aside from maybe Matic. Yeah. So like a lot of DeFi protocols use BNB because it's not that expensive. It's more accessible. The fees are really quite low. Even Steppen, which is the move to earn game, also has its own version on BNB. So I think BNB is like, it's sort of useful, but I don't know where it's going. But like, so how I'm deciding is like basically based on investment potential, right? So if you put like $1,000 into Cosmos, I would think that there's a pretty high chance that you have good money. And then if you put like $1,000 into I think you lose outright. You lose And then you put XC 1,000, yeah, like a 20% chance you win. So I'm really quite conflicted about BNB. I think it's definitely not D. It's probably C then, right? And then we have so I'm gonna skip a couple. This is BitTorrent, which is Justin Sun's company. Also, Justin Sun also owns Tron. So two major cryptos. I think Tron is also in the top 100. Um, so BitTorrent, I mean, those of you who are unaware, BitTorrent was like a file sharing network. There was also decentralized, so like everyone who has downloaded the file before, you can be like a quote unquote node, and you can like seed parts of the file to the network to let other people download, right? So like even if you take down one person, there's still like hundreds or maybe thousands of other people who can see the same file and let other new people download, right? So it's like sort of the initial decentralized network, but obviously it had a lot of legal issues because like copyright lah, like you download someone upload the like a pirated version of a game, like let's say GTA 5 or what, and then like everyone starts to download the pirated version, right? And then they can share with other people, and then so exponentially the number of pirated versions get more and more. Of course, that makes the game maker lose money, but that's BitTorrent for you. So I personally don't have any faith in BitTorrent, but the thing about BitTorrent is that it is owned by Justin Sun, and to me, while Justin Sun is a bit dodgy and sus, the fact of the matter is that he has been around for a damn long time. And he's also a multi-billionaire, and all his friends are also multi-billionaires. Um, so while I don't see any point in BitTorrent as a token, the fact that it's owned by Justin Sun makes me believe that it will survive. So because of that, BitTorrent goes to C. Okay, next one. Uh, Pancake Swap. So this is like the decentralized exchange for all these DeFi tokens on the Binance Smart Chain. I think it's like a similar function as like 1inch lah, to in my opinion. But the problem is that the I think the problem with Pancake Swap is that first I think the slippage is high. Although that might be just a liquidity thing, that's not really their fault. But it's like the UI is not great. I mean, they occasionally have some interesting contests, but other than that, not much use for the token itself. Like the function of the DEX is obviously useful, but the token itself, I think, is fucking useless. So gonna put it next to XE. Then I think this is Tron. So Tron, same owner as BitTorrent. Now Tron's been around for a freaking long time. Back when Jack Ma was still the like CEO of Alibaba, now he's like disappeared, right? So it's been a long time. Tron to me, yes, it will survive, but I don't think it will make you rich. So I'm gonna put it as a. I hope Justin Sun don't see this video. Okay, next one is CRO, which is the Crypto.com exchange token. Um, well, it's a decent exchange. I think it's probably one of the top five for that. It's safe and all that. I think they definitely expanded too quickly. I think they regret the $700 million naming of the stadium, and they obviously are going to lay people off. I do think that they hit the max price already lah before. So I don't think that this is a coin that will make you rich either. I think in general, these exchange coins they're not gonna make you filthy rich lah. I think like that time has passed already. So I'm gonna put this there. Like I think crypto.com is a good exchange, but the coin, yeah, just not feeling it. Next one is the DAI. DAI is a stable coin, so um, but then I'm not sure. Um, yeah, we'll get to all the stable coins at a later video because I want to go and see like what's the how many percent of the stable coin is backed by actual USD. Okay, so we'll just go down the line. Here, Dogecoin, Shitcoin. I think it's Ethereum Classic and Ethereum, right? So okay, Ethereum Classic is a fork of Ethereum because there was one point where I think, and of course I'm a bit sketchy on this story, but it's because it's been a while. But there was an exploit on Ethereum, and there was a vote lah, basically within the community, and that's how it's split into two. But there was one group of people that say that I mean exploit is exploit, but if we can always have the power to reverse transactions, then fuck, it's not decentralized anymore. Because there's always some power to undo. And what if the power ends up in, you know, institutions' hands or something? Then they can reverse your transaction, which is basically back to bank again, right? Whatever the bank say, you also cannot dispute what. So they broke off and they said like, no, let's let the exploiter slash hacker keep the funds and just carry on and make the system better. That's it. That's the people who did Ethereum Classic. Then Ethereum, the main Ethereum chain right now, are the people who said, no, it's an exploit, it was a hack. For this kind of situations, we should reverse the transaction or we should like void the transaction and return the stolen funds to the users. And then so that was the main chain, right? So obviously more people are on Ethereum. Um, and basically, in the recent days, Ethereum Classic has pumped like 80 plus percent, I think, was it 60 to 80%, simply because with Ethereum, the main Ethereum chain getting closer and closer to the merge to ETH 2.0 and eventually to proof of stake. So proof of work is giving the miners like a shit ton of money lah. Every time, they use proof of work to mine Ether, then they sell Ether, then there's a lot of money there. But going to proof of stake will severely cut their income by 80-90% that kind. But of course, if the miners and the main developers move to Ethereum Classic, which will stay proof of work, then they continue to earn lah, right? So people were betting that a lot of the miners and developers will move to Ethereum Classic because they don't want to go proof of stake, which is going to cut their earnings a lot. To me, Ethereum Classic is a shit coin. Uh, and then Ether right now is a B because I think that until it goes to proof of stake and until it allows like proper scaling, it won't be S. Okay, then the next one that we can do is so I'm going to do all the exchange coins I think that I know of. So this is the KuCoin or KCS token. Uh, Likewise, I think KuCoin is a better exchange than Crypto.com in my opinion. Although there's a bit of FUD recently uh, regarding whether they're insolvent or not. Um, so to me, KuCoin same thing as the other exchanges. Not much use for it. aside from holding it to reduce your fees in trading. So same thing, it's gonna go here. Um, what else can we do? Okay, Shiba Inu, fuck this shit. Terra, USDT can go there. Um, oh, that wasn't Tron then. I don't know what this is. This is Tron. Okay, so I can do a couple of here. So there's a USDT and USDC. So USDT is Tether, which is the most used stablecoin at the moment. Although it is dropping, it's been dropping over the years as other uh, more backed stablecoin come into existence. So USDT, I think it's 30% backed by USD or like bonds or some like stable USD assets, and then the rest is uh, like collateral loans or notes or whatever, like more risky assets lah. So obviously it's not a one to one backing. So to me, while Tether is the most used coin, right, I think is basically a shit coin at this point. But I mean, okay, shit coin. And then USDC, which I think is like the best one, is going like here. Okay, it's like fucking stable, right? So I'm gonna put it as S. I think it's like the best one. Although there aren't many like aren't many trading pairs lah, I would say. Oh, this Luna, right? Luna is a shit coin. Um, what else do I know immediately? Oh, this looks familiar, but can't. Okay, this one is Solana, so we'll do Solana first, and then we can do this one. Okay, so Solana is also the Cardano kind of level. Uh, Ethereum alternative. So currently, Solana does more transactions per second and more transactions per day than Ethereum. The fee is also lower, but there have been many network outage. And of course, I don't know whether network outage is because it's a shit code lah, right? Or is it because there's really just too many transactions? So if it's just too many transactions, then when the network is upgraded, then of course that would be great lah. I don't think that at the moment it beats Ethereum, but it's not that great either. Like I just have a lot of bad experiences with Solana apps in general because Steppen was originally built on Solana, and there was so many times where like I literally wait like 12 hours or 24 hours for one transaction to go through, and then the price changes after that already. Then I can't do anything, so it's really damn frustrating to me. Fuck this, Solana is D. Okay, so next one is Monero. Monero is like a privacy coin. Um, as much as I would love to have complete privacy in the world, I don't think that any government would allow this kind of privacy to happen. I mean, there's already like Tor browser and like VPNs and all this. I mean, that's basically, I think that's like the limit of it already lah. So to me, I don't think Monero is gonna make anyone like filthy rich. So I'm gonna put it next to Solana. Uh, is there any other shit coin out here? Okay, I think this is Chainlink. I think this is Filecoin. This is Engine. And I think this is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, obviously S tier. I think that there's still great potential. I think in this lifetime we will see 250K per Bitcoin. So those of you who are younger than me, you will probably get to enjoy the 250K for like in your retirement maybe. I should be dead by then. Uh, okay, I think aside from that, there is. I think this is Bitcoin Gold. Oh, this is Uniswap, right? So another one of those like Pancake Swap kind of thing. So to me, not much use there. I think this sushi shop, sushi swap. This will go there. Um, so I'm gonna pause the video. I'm gonna look up some of these icons, and then I'll come back in a bit. All right. So first one is BAT, Basic Attention Token. This one's sort of like it's linked to the Brave browser, which is like basically Google Chrome but without ads at all. Like all these won't load, I think. And then BAT is like the currency in which they pay you to watch ads. So when an ad is shown to you, you're like a willing party, and then you get paid in basic attention token for your time, and you also get paid BAT, I think, for sharing certain aspects of your data. Like maybe if you share your name, you get something. You share your location, you get something like that, lah. Right? So I think BAT has like use case, but is it gonna fly? I don't think so. So the this one is Bitcoin Cash. So the difference between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash is that Bitcoin Cash has a larger block size. So that means more transaction can be processed in yeah, at one time. But because of that, the strain on the like I mean, okay, it take longer for you to download the ledger lah, basically for Bitcoin Cash because there are more transactions processed at one time. Is Bitcoin Cash ever gonna overtake Bitcoin? I don't think so. Is it better than Ethereum? I don't think so. Is it better than BNB? I don't think so. So it's going for me. Bitcoin Cash is like over there. Chainlink is like it operates a network of oracles, and basically oracles allow blockchains to interact with external data feeds. So, for example, you can have like a betting blockchain, but you need to get the the score from, for example, although it's not a good example, but for example, you need to get a score from like ESPN, which is reporting on the game, right? So it allows a block like your betting blockchain to interact with a data feed from ESPN, for example. So it like connects the blockchain world with the real world. I think Chainlink has great potential and it's probably an A tier for me. Next one is Celo or Celo. Basically, they are targeting regions of the world where they don't have access to banking services, but they have smartphones. So think like third world countries where they have their own smartphone infrastructure, but they just don't have access to proper banking functions. And so instead of proper like traditional banking functions, they want to introduce use of crypto to make payments and all that within the smartphone communities. I think it's a good idea, but yeah, I'm gonna take a poke at this over here. Okay, next one is Chiliz, Chiliz. Initially I thought this was Tron. They look damn similar, but okay. So this one is basically like the it's involved in like sports and entertainment. So specifically, the ones that I know of are things like fan token for example, FC Barcelona or PSG uh, football club, right? So like as a owner of the fan token, you get like maybe voting rights. Like you want to vote, like the club lets you vote on next season's kit, for example, the color, this kind, right? So like you get involved in the club that you're a fan of, lah, right? So I think this one, I think it already saw its heyday. Um, there were a couple of fan tokens that were launched on Binance last year, and they did pretty well. The launch was like 800, 900% this kind of one. But then, of course, it will correct itself in the end. So I think it has some utility, but it's more on the tokens that they launch that will get you rich rather than the main token itself. So for me, this is still a D. Okay, the next one is Compound, which is basically like you can deposit your cryptocurrency and uh, get interest on it, lah. So I think you see, I'm always very conflicted because like the platform is useful, but the token itself, is it gonna make you rich? I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna put it as C lah. As you can see, I have a quite a high threshold for most coins. Okay, so the next one we'll do. All right, so the next coin is Curve DAO, which is like a decentralized exchange for stable coins. Uh, well, it's definitely the best one, but yeah, I'm gonna. Oh fuck, this one is hard. Mm, I feel like it's better than It's better than the unicorn. It's better than BitTorrent, but it's not really on tier with Ethereum. But I'm just gonna put it here, lah. Okay, DAI is also a stable coin, but it is only soft backed by USD. That means that there's a, like, for example, that if there's 1 million DAI, there's like a percentage that's USD, but there's also a larger percentage that is a collateralized mix of cryptocurrencies. So when a stable coin is backed by cryptocurrency, well, we all know how Luna ended up. So DAI to me is like on the same, but not as shit as Tether. So I'm gonna put it here. Dash is like uh digital cash. So yeah, it's basically just like a payments thing that is so same thing lah. So a lot of things are just meant to be cheaper, better, faster than Bitcoin and maybe Ether, but doesn't have a lot of functionality beyond that. So I don't think that's gonna go anywhere. It's a D for me. This one is Decentraland. Decentraland is like a metaverse coin. And I think the metaverse coins have a lot of room and a lot of potential for growth. But I think that it's an hype. It's a growth that's driven by hype. So I'm gonna go and put it over here. This one is the Creed, which I don't really know much about. So I'm gonna put it. Fuck, I don't know how to put it as a shitcoin because it's in the top 100. But okay, it's probably here. This one is eCash. To me, anything that has cash in the name is a shitcoin. But basically, eCash is a so we have the main Bitcoin, right? Then Bitcoin forked into Bitcoin Cash that had like a bigger block size, and eCash is a fork of Bitcoin Cash. So Bitcoin is S, Bitcoin Cash is D, so eCash is a shitcoin, right? So next one is Elron. Elron is like Ether, but it's already achieved sharding. So I think the top transaction speed that it achieved was I think around 200 plus K, 240,000 plus transaction per second, which is even faster than Visa. So I think this one is like got potential lah, but I don't know enough about it to put it like a B. So I'm going to put it as a C. Um, I think we've done like at least 20 now. So I guess we'll call this video a day, and then I'll continue in the next video, and we'll try to get through all the other not so big coins. So thanks, and see you in the next video.